Hi friends, today we are going to see subpoint C, that is stopping by woods on a snowy evening. In my previous video, I have told you some information about the poet Robert Frost. Actually, this poem has a symbolic meaning. The poet lost in beauties of nature. He wishes to enter the dark woods, which is suggestive of last journey. Sleep is symbolic of death. I'm just recapping because we have seen already in my previous video all this. But he is taken back by the sound of harness bells that reminds him of his promises. This is the experience of every human being. The poem has universal appeal. The poem is related to the beauty of the nature, where the poet Robert Frost stands and sees the nature around him. Now we are going to see the meaning of the poem line by line. In the first stanza, the lines are, "Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow." That means where the Robert Frost stays, he think that he knew whose woods are these woods. The person he is associated with. Poet also knows about his house, the place of his house in the village. Though it is so, he will not see me stopping here. That means the owner of the woods is not there with the poet, and he is in his house in the village. So definitely he means the owner of the woods will not stop him to watch his woods filled with snow. His woods are filled with snow, and that's why the beauty of that woods increased. In the second stanza, line is, "My little horse must think it queer." Here queer, the meaning of the word queer is strange. To stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. My horse perhaps is thinking that there is no farmhouse near this place, and why my owner stopped me here between the woods and frozen lake. The lake is also there, which is the frozen one. The woods are beautiful, no doubt at all, because there is a snow on the leaves of the trees, and the frozen lake is there before his eyes, and all the scenario is definitely beautiful one, and Robert Frost liked so much the scene. In the third stanza, He gives his harness bells a shake. Here he means horse. To ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and dawny fleck. The horse is too much loyal to Robert Frost, and he shakes bells in his neck to remind the Robert Frost about his mistake, means stopping there for unknown cause, to ask if there is some mistake. Here Robert Frost imagines that after hearing the ringing bell in the neck of that horse, that the horse reminds him or asking him, is there any mistake? Why we are stopping here? The only other sounds the sweep. Wind is blowing slowly, and it was soft flick. There is no other sound there in this scene. So there is only sound of wind which is blowing slowly and softly. And in that sound, the sound of bells in the neck of that horse rang. In the last stanza, Robert Frost says, the woods are lovely, dark and deep. Definitely the woods are lovely, dark and deep. But I have promised to keep. And miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Actually, he does not want to move from the beautiful sight of this nature. But harness bells in the neck of that horse reminds him that he has some promises that he has to keep, and that's why miles to go before he sleeps. Here sleep means symbolic meaning the death. And before death he has to go miles and miles before he sleeps. So this is the beautiful poem written by Robert Frost, undoubtedly. In this poem, the speaker is driving some kind of a horse-drawn vehicle at that time, and perhaps a carriage or maybe even a sleigh through the woods. He believes that he knows to whom this forested land belongs to. But the man lives in the village, and that's why the owner of that woods, is not there. So, the speaker knows, therefore, that the owner will not even know that the speaker has stopped to watch the snow fall here. The beautiful sight of nature he sees, and fortunately the owner of that woods is not there. Perhaps the driver delivers some kind of goods, as he claims that his horse probably thinks it is strange for him to stop out in the middle of nowhere rather than at the house, especially because it is so dark and cold. It is in fact the darkest night of the year, and from this the reader can ascertain that it is the night of the winter solstice in late December. The horse shakes its harness, jingling its bells, as if to ask if the driver has made some kind of mistake in stopping there. And that's why the horse tries to remind the driver of the cart or owner. Aside from the ringing of the bells, the wind softly blowing the down flakes of snow is the only other sound. And clearly, this would be a very, very quiet sound. It is nearly silent in these woods. In the end, the speaker seems to express a strong desire to stay in the dark, tranquil, and silent forest. But he evidently feels compelled to keep moving because he has some kind of promise that he needs to keep. We do not know if he has more stops he must make, perhaps, or if he is expected to reach a certain place tonight. Whatever it is, this promise means that he must continue to travel a great deal further before he is able to stop and to truly rest. The fact that the speaker repeats this final idea that he has a long way to go before he can sleep seems to indicate a good deal of regret that this is a case. So, the poem is undoubtedly a beautiful one and very easy to understand. You can see some questions given under the poem. There are some questions you have to answer in one word or phrase or sentence. There are 4 questions asked here. Who is the speaker of the poem? Where has the poet stopped? Whose house is in the village? What does the poet mean by sleep? So all these questions you have to answer if the questions are asked in the examinations. There are 4 multiple choice type questions. You have to choose correct alternative and rewrite the question once again in your answer book while facing the examination. There are comprehensive questions and short notes also there. There are some vocabulary exercises below the poem. If you go through the poem, you will come to know all these important aspects of this poem. If you have a textbook, you can go on page number 81, 82 and 83. With this, I would like to stop here. In my next video, I will start module number 6, part A, English for Special Purposes. Thank you.
You stop.